Okay, I'm going to do one more video here because this is a very common thing in crochet, is crocheting in the round. And when you're first learning, it can be kind of confusing. So I'm going to teach an easy way to do this. Okay, so you have your yarn and your hook. I'm just going to tilt this up a bit. All right. Okay, so you're going to take the short end of your yarn and keep it at the bottom here. Wrap this around your fingers one time so it crosses over. See how it crosses over? And then you're going to keep that over there, crossed over. I've got my thumb over the crossed part. Insert your hook, grab that, pull it underneath and turn it. So you have sort of a loop on your, and then grab this end again and pull it through your loop like that. Then you're going to tighten it all up by pulling on your long end here. Get that nice and snug. Okay. Now this is what we call a magic circle. This is, in my opinion, the easiest way to get a nice tight circle in the very middle of your project, because you can grab this end and make it as tight as you want or as loose as you want. Now, most commonly, you're going to get, your pattern's going to call for 6 single crochets as your average when you're doing patterns and you're crocheting in the round on any pattern. So this is what we're going to do. So now we've got this one nice and tight. We don't count this one, okay? So we're going to do 6 single crochets around this circle here, okay? So you're going to hold both of these ends here, and I like to keep my fingers in the middle there, and you're going to put your hook underneath your circle, grab your yarn and pull it up so you have 2 loops on your hook, and you're going to yarn over and pull through both of the loops on your hook so you're left with 1. And we're going to repeat this 6 times. So we just did 1, so this is 2. You don't want to do this too tight either, so give yourself some room. There's 2. That's a little loose, but that's okay. 3. Underneath, grab your yarn, make a loop. Grab your yarn, yarn over again, and pull through both. Okay, so right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 single crochets in our loop. We'll do 2 more, and then we'll have our 6 again, which is the average. 6. Okay, so now what we do, you can see that we've got 6 single crochets on our hook. We're going to take this little end here. We're going to hold this like so. You're going to gently hold onto here and pull your short end. Until you get it nice and snug, but not too tight. And then make sure that shorty end is sort of hanging down. Don't pull it too tight at this point, like you want it a little bit loose-ish, because you can pull this and tighten it up at any point once you've got your next row completed. So then you're going to go, see, we got 1, 2, 3, or I mean, I'm counting by 2s again, which I do all the time. So 2, 4, 6. Now, this first little guy, we kind of, let's see, 2, 4, 6, yeah, we kind of ignore that first little guy there. Go in there, pull up, yarn over, and single crochet. Now, when you're creating a circle, we're going to go into the exact same stitch that we just did, like into here, which is where this stitch is coming from, to increase so that we keep our circle a circle. So you're going to do 2 single crochets in each one. So there's 2. 1 and 2. 1, 2, 1 and 2. And you repeat this in each one of those loops around, or the single crochets in your first foundation row there in your magic circle. So we've got 2 in each one. 1, 2, all right. So now we have a complete round with 2 in each one. So we should have 12 on our around here. So let's count them. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. Now, with most patterns in the round, you just continue to keep going around, but in order to know where you left off, where your last stitch is, you should use some kind of marker. I will show you what I use. Just one moment. Okay, so I have got 2 different ways that we can do this to mark our last stitch in the round, or in the row. It's actually a round technically. So what we want to do is we want to mark the last stitch, which is right here. This one right here is our last stitch, okay? I like using these. These are very handy and convenient, and they close. However, you can use even a paper clip if you don't have these. These are very inexpensive to buy. You can get them at Walmart or any craft store, and you get different sizes and a variety of them, because in certain projects you have to mark several times in different places in the pattern. So these are very handy. So then what you do is you just put it through this last loop in your round and then do it up. And then you know when to end your next round. So now there's another easier, or not easier, I think these are the easiest. But another way you can do this is with just a contrasting or a different color of yarn. So then what you would do is just put it in here, like so. Just a quick little slip knot there, and then you know where your last stitch is. This is very important because you have to know where to end your round, all right? So then, as with most patterns, your next row, so this was your first row here, this is your second row, and we're going to do the third row. So in the third row, to keep it round, typically you're going to do 1 single crochet in that one, but in the second one, you're going to do 2. So that's an increase. Every time you do 2 stitches in the same stitch, that's an increase of 1. Okay, so now we have 3 single crochets in 2 stitches. So you go 1, 2 in here. 1, 2. And you continue that pattern all the way around. 1, and then 2 in here. So you should end up with 18 stitches in total. 1 and 2. So we're going to, if you look, we're going to go into the same stitch. Pull up your loop, yarn over, pull through both. Then 1 in this one, 1, then go to your next one and do 2. 1, and 2. 1, and 2 in the, so now we know this is our last stitch in this round. And we do 2 in this one. 1, 2. And then we're going to take out your stitch marker and we're going to put it up 1 in here. But I'm going to use my handy little clippy one right in there. So now we know that that's the end of our row or round. Okay, so you can see that this is keeping it nice and round. And if you want the middle even a bit tighter, you can just pull that center one to tighten that up a bit. And there you go. Your next row would, you can continue in a similar pattern. Oh, my yarn's all knotted up here. You can continue, except you continue to add a stitch in between. So we should have 18. So let's count them. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, and 18. So that's perfect. So for your next round, what you're going to do is go, you're going to do 1, 2 single crochets and then an increase. Again, an increase is 2 stitches in the same stitch. So 1, 2, and then you're going to increase this one. So 1 and same stitch, 2. Like so. You do that all the way around and you'll keep it nice and round. So for each additional round you go around, you're going to add that 1 more single crochet in between your increase. So we did 2 here, then you did your increase. So we're going to do 2 more single crochets. 1, 2, and then increase in the next one. 1, and into the same stitch. See, little into the same stitch, and do 1 more. So there's your, that's another increase. If you didn't do your increases in the right pattern, it won't stay circular. It'll start to get like corners on it or whatnot. Yeah, it just won't look round. So 1, 2, and increase. 1, 2. You just keep doing that all the way around till you get to the end of your stitch marker. Oops. And your increase is this one. 1, 2. 1. 1. And your increase. So 2 in this one. Into the same stitch. 1, 2, and increase in your last stitch. 1, and 2. Now you should have 24 stitches. And you can see that it's staying pretty round. And that's how you crochet in the round. So for the next row, you would do 1, 2, 3 single crochets and increase on the 4th stitch. And that's your pattern. So 1, 2, 3 increase, 1, 2, 3 increase, 1, 2, 3 increase. And you do that all the way around. So then I think you would have 24, so, oh, I can't remember what it is, 28 or 30. But this row should have 24, so let's count them. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. There we go. So that's crocheting in the round with a magic circle. Okay? That magic circle is the key. It's the easiest way to do it. I've done it the other way, not as easy. This is by far the easiest. And again, you can tighten it or keep it as loose as you want, the center row here. And yeah, and then you can tie a knot here just so that it doesn't loosen up at any point. So then I would just go like this. Right down to the bottom, tie a knot. And that's that. Then you have crochet in the round.